powerful elite. Without proactive efforts to democratize access to AI, we could witness the emergence of an AI divide, a world where those with AI thrive, while those without it are left behind. Whether AI becomes a tool for empowerment or marginalization will depend on the choices we make today. This chapter, building on the lessons of history and the context of this book, calls for a future where AI is treated as a human right, available to all, and designed to serve the common good. By ensuring that AI is accessible, inclusive, and equitable, we can create a world where this powerful technology empowers every individual, every community, and every nation, leaving no one behind. Chapter 37. Why AI should be a human right. Artificial intelligence, AI, has emerged as one of the most transformative technologies of the 21st century, with the potential to reshape every aspect of society. Healthcare, education, employment, governance, and beyond. AI promises to solve some of humanity's most pressing challenges, from curing diseases to optimizing resource use and combating climate change. Yet, like the groundbreaking technologies of the past, AI also carries the risk of reinforcing or even deepening existing inequalities. Unrestricted and unequal access to AI could lead to a new era of exploitation, where those who control AI hold disproportionate power, while the rest are marginalized, excluded, and disenfranchised. This chapter represents the crux of this book's argument, that access to AI should be framed as a fundamental human right, if we are to avoid repeating the mistakes of history, where powerful technologies were often controlled by a select few to the detriment of the many. We must ensure that AI is distributed equitably. We must act now to guarantee that this powerful tool is available to all, regardless of geography, socioeconomic status, or background. In doing so, we can prevent a future in which global inequality deepens, and instead build a world where AI empowers and uplifts humanity as a whole. Lessons from history. The consequences of technological disparities. Throughout this book, we have seen that access to technology has often defined the winners and losers of history, from the wheel to the printing press, from gunpowder empires to the internet. Those with access to revolutionary technologies have historically enjoyed significant advantages over those without them. This pattern has been repeated across centuries, leaving a trail of exploitation, colonization, inequality, and oppression. In Chapter 9, we explored how Genghis Khan's empire grew from his cavalry's superior mobility and the tactical advantage of horseback archers. Later, Chapter 12 examined the Dutch East India Company, which leveraged superior naval technology to dominate trade routes and extract wealth from colonized regions, often to the detriment of local populations. Similarly, Chapter 17 discussed how European powers used the Maxim gun during the scramble for Africa, enabling rapid colonization and exploitation of African territories. Even more recently, in Chapter 21, we saw how Cold War superpowers like the US and the Soviet Union used satellite technology and nuclear capabilities to cement their global dominance, reinforcing a geopolitical hierarchy that persists to this day. With the rise of the Internet and mobile technology described in Chapters 32 and 33, we witnessed a new divide between the digitally connected and the disconnected, where those with access to digital tools surged ahead economically and socially, while billions of people remained excluded from the benefits of the digital revolution. Now, as we enter the AI era, the stakes are even higher. The transformative power of AI is potentially far greater than any previous technology, and the consequences of unequal access could be far more severe. If we fail to ensure that AI is distributed equitably, we risk creating a new form of digital oppression, where the powerful few use AI to consolidate their power and wealth, at the expense of the many. AI is a general-purpose technology, power in the hands of a few. April 15. What makes AI so different from previous technologies is its status as a general-purpose technology, GPT. Like electricity or the internet, AI can be applied across industries and sectors, making it a foundational technology that will shape the future of work, communication, governance, and social life. Its broad application and its potential for automation, data analysis, and decision-making make AI particularly influential in defining power structures in the coming decades. But unlike electricity, which required large-scale infrastructure to be deployed, or the internet, which governments and international organizations invested in to expand access, AI development is currently concentrated in the hands of a few major players. Tech giants like Google, Amazon, Tencent, and Microsoft control much of the world's AI research and development, driven by vast data resources, computing power, and capital investment. Similarly, wealthy nations like the United States, China, and Germany are leading the charge in AI innovation, leaving the rest of the world trailing behind. The concentration of AI in the hands of a few creates a risk of monopoly-like control, where a small number of corporations or countries determine how AI is developed, who has access to it, and how it is deployed. This unequal access could lead to vast power imbalances, where those without access to AI are locked out of economic opportunities, political influence, and societal progress. The result would be a world divided into AI haves and have-nots, where inequality is not only perpetuated, but also entrenched by the very systems meant to advance society. The dangers of unrestricted AI access for the few. The risks of unequal AI access extend far beyond economic disparity. If AI is controlled by a select few, it could be weaponized to manipulate, exploit, and control large segments of the population. Chapter 23 presented a hypothetical future where a leader with dictatorial tendencies could use AI to surveil, manipulate, and subjugate the populace, highlighting the dangers of AI when used for malicious purposes. Unfortunately, this is not just science fiction. Authoritarian regimes and corporations have already begun using AI in ways that threaten individual freedoms and democratic processes. In some countries, AI surveillance systems are already being used to monitor citizens' behavior, restrict movement, and suppress dissent. AI-powered facial recognition technology and predictive policing are disproportionately targeting marginalized communities, reinforcing systemic biases and perpetuating cycles of inequality and injustice. As these AI tools become more sophisticated, the risk of digital oppression grows, making it all the more urgent that we establish ethical standards and ensure universal access to AI for everyone. Unrestricted AI access for the powerful few also raises concerns about the labor market and job displacement. As AI automates more jobs, particularly in manufacturing, retail, and service sectors, millions of workers could be left without meaningful employment unless they have access to AI training and reskilling opportunities. If these opportunities are only available to those with wealth or connections, the gap between the AI-literate elite and the AI-displaced masses will grow wider, leading to widespread social unrest and political instability. The case for AI as a human right. Given these dangers, it is essential that we begin to frame access to AI as a fundamental human right, one that is necessary for the full realization of economic equality, social justice, and human dignity in the 21st century. Just as access to education, healthcare, and freedom of speech have been enshrined as universal human rights, something that everyone has a right to, regardless of their background or social status. Framing AI as a human right means recognizing that access to AI tools, AI-powered education, and AI-driven healthcare is not just a luxury for the privileged, but a necessity for everyone. It means ensuring that AI is developed and distributed in a way that benefits all of humanity, not just a wealthy minority. Key areas where AI as a human right is essential. 1. Education and lifelong learning. AI has the potential to revolutionize education by providing personalized learning for every individual, tailoring instruction to their unique learning styles, abilities, and needs. However, if access to AI-powered education is limited to wealthy nations or elite institutions, billions of people will be left behind in an AI-driven world. Universal access to AI in education is critical for ensuring that every person has the opportunity to learn, reskill, and thrive in the new economy. 2. Healthcare and well-being. AI can drastically improve healthcare outcomes by enabling personalized medicine, diagnosing diseases early, and optimizing treatment plans. AI can also assist in delivering healthcare to remote regions through telemedicine and AI-powered diagnostics. However, without equitable access, those who live in underserved areas will not benefit from these advances, further entrenching health inequalities. AI-powered healthcare must be available to all if we are to reduce global health disparities and improve well-being for everyone. 3. Economic opportunity and employment. The future of work will be shaped by AI, but that future must be one where everyone has access to the training, tools, and resources they need to succeed in an AI-driven economy. This means investing in AI education for underrepresented groups, providing access to AI tools for small businesses and startups, and ensuring that AI-driven productivity benefits workers as well as corporations. Without these measures, AI could exacerbate economic inequality, with the wealthy benefiting from AI-driven growth while others face job displacement and reduced opportunities. 4. Governance and civic participation. AI has the potential to improve governance by enabling data-driven decision-making, reducing corruption, and increasing transparency. However, if AI tools are only available to authoritarian governments or corporations, they could be used to manipulate and oppress rather than empower citizens. Ensuring democratic access to AI is essential for creating inclusive governance, where citizens have a voice in how AI is used to shape their lives. What needs to be done? Policies for equitable AI access. 1. International cooperation and ethical standards. Governments and international organizations must work together to create ethical standards for AI development and deployment. These standards should include provisions to ensure that AI is used to promote equality, protect privacy, and respect human rights. International bodies such as the United Nations and the World Economic Forum should play a leading role in developing these frameworks. 2. Open source AI and public investment. To ensure equitable access to AI, governments and corporations should invest in open source AI technologies that can be freely accessed and used by individuals, small businesses, and developing nations. Public investment in AI infrastructure, particularly in regions that lack the resources to develop AI independently, will be critical for reducing the AI divide and empowering communities worldwide. 3. AI education and workforce development. Governments should invest in AI education programs to ensure that all citizens, particularly those from marginalized or underrepresented groups, have the opportunity to learn about AI and develop the skills needed to thrive in an AI-driven economy. Lifelong learning initiatives, reskilling programs, and vocational training in AI fields must be prioritized to avoid widespread job displacement. 4. AI in public services. Public services such as healthcare, education, and social welfare should be enhanced with AI tools to provide better outcomes for all citizens. Governments should ensure that AI is integrated into public services in a way that increases accessibility, reduces costs, and improves quality of life, particularly for vulnerable populations. Conclusion. AI represents both the greatest opportunity and the greatest challenge of the 21st century. If we ensure equitable access to AI, this technology can be a force for good, driving social and economic progress, reducing inequality, and improving the quality of life for billions of people. However, if access to AI remains unequal, we risk repeating the mistakes of the past, where new technologies entrench power imbalances, perpetuating new forms of exploitation. By framing AI as a fundamental human right, we can take proactive steps to ensure that this transformative technology is used for the benefit of all. We can build a future where AI empowers humanity, uplifts marginalized communities, and fosters a world of equality, justice, and shared prosperity. The decisions we make today will determine whether AI becomes a tool of oppression or a beacon of hope for generations to come. Let us choose wisely. Chapter 38. Conclusion. A call to action. Throughout this book, we have journeyed through history to explore how access to revolutionary technologies, whether the wheel, printing press, gunpowder, railways, or the internet, has consistently shaped the course of human civilization. Time and again, those who gained early or exclusive access to these innovations enjoyed profound advantages, while those without were often marginalized, exploited, or left behind. This history of technological disparity reveals a stark truth. Technology is not inherently good or bad. Its impact depends entirely on who controls it and how it is distributed. As we stand on the threshold of the AI revolution, we are faced with the same fundamental question. Will AI become a tool of empowerment for all, or a means of consolidating power in the hands of a few? The unprecedented power of artificial intelligence to reshape economies, governance, healthcare, and education makes this question more urgent than ever. Unlike past technologies, AI has the potential to automate entire industries, transform labor markets, and redefine society's structures. If access to AI is concentrated among a small elite, whether in wealthy nations, corporations, or authoritarian governments, there is a real danger that AI will deepen existing inequalities and create new forms of oppression. But there is another possibility. AI can be the great equalizer, a force for global empowerment if it is developed, distributed, and governed equitably. In this concluding chapter, we call for a bold and comprehensive action plan to ensure that AI serves the interests of humanity as a whole, not just a privileged few. By learning from history's lessons and acting with foresight and responsibility, we can create a future where AI is a universal right, a public good that uplifts and empowers all people across borders, economies, and societies. Learning from the past, technological disparities and their impacts. History has repeatedly shown that when new technologies emerge, they are rarely distributed evenly. Instead, those with the resources, knowledge, and power to control these technologies use them to further entrench their position. In Chapter 1, we explored how even as early as 3500 BCE, the invention of the wheel revolutionized transportation, agriculture, and commerce. But its benefits were not felt equally across all societies. Those who had access to wheel transportation systems dominated trade routes, while others lagged behind economically. As we moved through time, Chapter 9 detailed how Genghis Khan's empire leveraged superior mobility and military technology to build the largest contiguous empire in history, while Chapter 12 demonstrated how the Dutch East India Company's use of advanced ships and navigation technology allowed it to dominate trade in Asia, extracting immense wealth from colonized territories. These historical examples illustrate a pattern. Those with access to the latest technology often used it to subjugate and exploit others. The more recent examples in Chapters 19 and 21, examining the World Wars and the Cold War, revealed the same dynamics. Access to nuclear weapons, satellite technology, and advanced military hardware gave certain nations geopolitical supremacy, often at the expense of the global South. Meanwhile, the rise of the Internet in Chapter 32 and mobile technology in Chapter 33 demonstrated how those with access to digital tools thrived in the information age, while billions in rural areas and developing countries struggled with digital exclusion. As we now enter the AI age, this pattern of technological disparity threatens to repeat itself, but this time with potentially far more dire consequences. The power of AI to automate decision-making, manipulate information, and displace jobs at scale means that unequal access to AI could create unprecedented divides, not just between rich and poor, but between those who can fully participate in society and those who cannot. The unique power of AI. Why unequal access could be devastating. AI's transformative potential lies in its ability to learn, adapt, and optimize processes in ways that humans cannot. It can sift through massive datasets, identify patterns, and make decisions in milliseconds, vastly improving efficiency and innovation across sectors. AI systems are already being used to develop life-saving medical treatments, improve agricultural yields, predict natural disasters, and automate complex tasks that would otherwise take humans years to complete. However, this immense power also raises concerns about the concentration of AI in the hands of a small elite. As we explored in Chapter 36, the dangers of unequal AI access include economic polarization. AI-driven automation could displace millions of workers, particularly in low-skill industries like manufacturing and retail, without providing them with the tools or education to transition into new AI-enhanced roles. This could lead to mass unemployment and social unrest, unless retraining programs and access to AI tools are made available to all. Monopolistic control. Major corporations and powerful nations that control AI development could monopolize AI's benefits, using it to dominate markets, suppress competition, and entrench economic inequality. The tech giants of today, such as Google, Amazon, and Tencent, already wield vast influence over AI research and deployment, raising concerns about monopoly-like control of this transformative technology. Digital oppression. Authoritarian governments could weaponize AI to monitor and control populations through mass surveillance, automated censorship, and predictive policing. Without global standards to protect human rights and privacy, AI could become a tool for digital oppression, stifling democracy and free speech in ways that are difficult to reverse. These risks underscore the need for proactive action to ensure that AI does not become a tool of exploitation and inequality. If we are to avoid a future where AI divides society into the haves and have-nots, we must frame access to AI as a human right, one that is essential for economic equality, political freedom, and social justice in the 21st century. Framing AI as a human right, a new paradigm for the 21st century. Just as access to education, healthcare, and freedom of expression have been enshrined as universal human rights, so too must access to artificial intelligence. In an AI-driven world, the ability to use, understand, and benefit from AI will be critical for full participation in society. If AI remains the exclusive domain of a few, it will not only exacerbate inequality but also deny billions of people the opportunity to improve their lives through AI-enhanced education, employment, and healthcare. Framing AI as a human right means adopting a new paradigm, one that recognizes technology as a public good. It means ensuring that AI tools are available to all nations, communities, and individuals, not just those with the financial means or technical expertise to access them. This will require a global commitment to equitable AI distribution and inclusive policies that prioritize access for the most vulnerable. Some key principles of framing AI as a human right include: 1. Universal access to AI-powered education. AI has the potential to democratize education, providing personalized learning to students regardless of their location or socioeconomic status. Universal access to AI-powered education platforms must be a priority, ensuring that every individual has the opportunity to learn, upskill, and thrive in an AI-enhanced world. 2. AI for public health and social services. AI must be integrated into healthcare and public services in ways that reduce inequality. From AI-driven telemedicine in remote areas to predictive health analytics that improve care for underprivileged populations, ensuring access to AI in public services is essential for closing health gaps and improving quality of life for all. 3. Economic inclusion through AI. As AI transforms the workforce, it is essential that governments and businesses invest in AI training programs for displaced workers and marginalized communities. The economic benefits of AI should not be limited to tech giants or highly skilled professionals. Instead, AI must be used to create opportunities for inclusive growth and shared prosperity. 4. Ethical AI governance and regulation. Global cooperation is needed to establish ethical frameworks for AI development and deployment. These frameworks should prioritize transparency, accountability, and human rights, ensuring that AI is used to empower rather than exploit. International organizations like the United Nations must take the lead in creating AI governance structures that prevent abuse and ensure equitable access. A call to action. Ensuring AI is a tool for empowerment, not exploitation. Written, as we look toward the future, the choices we make now will determine whether AI becomes a force for good or a tool for inequality. History has shown that technological revolutions, if left unchecked, can deepen divides between the rich and the poor, the powerful and the powerless. But history also shows that with the right policies, leadership, and moral vision, technology can be harnessed to uplift entire societies. To ensure that AI serves the common good, we must act now. Governments must invest in AI infrastructure, education, and regulation to ensure that AI is accessible to all and governed by ethical principles. Corporations must recognize their responsibility to share AI innovations and work toward open-source AI solutions that benefit society as a whole, not just their shareholders. International organizations must take the lead in creating global standards for AI development, ensuring that AI is used to promote equality, justice, and human rights. At this pivotal moment in history, we have the opportunity to create